And today we will talk about the power of intention, but not as an intention of where I want to go, but as a practice, as a conscious choice that we make every day. I ask you to approach this video with a conscious choice because there was a time when I was given this information and I thought, I know this, and that's it. I tried to do it once or twice, nothing worked out for me, and I just started. Living my usual life, stayed at the same level, and kept this crown of ego, thinking I know everything. In fact, this is a huge mistake, because every second a person is a being that is constantly evolving. If we are not experiencing positive emotions, it means that at this moment we are deceiving ourselves and are not in a state of growth. How can we understand that we are on the right path, that we are developing and improving ourselves? It is the positive emotions within. When we experience them, positive emotions and feelings, it confirms that we have contact with our inner self, with our soul, and it helps us understand that, yes, I am on the right path now. If this is not the case, then this practice will also help you get on your true path and understand what you really want. So, intention is the focus. The focus we hold, the direction we go, and what we want to achieve. There are 4 different levels on which we must act. So, the first thing we need to get into our heads and understand right now is that you're a magnet. You can now close your eyes, completely relax, exhale, and imagine that you are a magnet. And you attract into your life absolutely everything you want. Absolutely everything you want. Your life is currently filled with the moments and events that you attracted in the past. It could be conscious, it could be unconscious, but the law of attraction works absolutely always and for absolutely everyone. The state you are in, the thoughts that spin in your head, the actions you take, and the reality around you are also choices, thoughts, and the attraction you made in the past. If we want to consciously change this, we need to acknowledge and feel that you are a magnet and you can attract absolutely everything. You attract both positive thoughts and negative thoughts. Therefore, if you want to see happiness, joy, love, and gratitude in your life, you need to tune into that. Everything starts with a thought, a word, an action. In this order, in this synchronicity, when everything is synchronized, then energy is released and then the body gets involved. As soon as all this, happiness starts working in sync, you become such a strong magnet, but you can attract absolutely anything. Mastering this technique, I can attract, or rather, create everything I want in life. And this is a skill, like going to the gym, meaning anyone can learn it. It just requires a high degree of awareness to constantly keep it in mind, to return to it without getting sidetracked, because there are many factors around us, such as the environment, other people, relatives, and circumstances that distract us. But here, of course, discipline and the experience of attention are necessary, and then we can move forward and achieve what we want. So, let's return to intention. How do we set it correctly? First, we need to understand what we want. What do you want at the moment? Often, people have many thoughts right away. I want a bag. I want the Maldives. I want Dubai. But there is actually a lot of misinformation here, a lot of things imposed by various people on Instagram. And our task is to understand what I really want and what my main goal is that I am striving for. And it was really difficult for me to understand what I want, what my goal is, and what my true desires are. And what did I do? I had an intention. I had an intention that I set for myself simply. I would download a picture on Pinterest, go on Instagram, and just write in text, I want to know what I want, and set it as my wallpaper. It's just incredible how it works, because every time I pick up my phone, I see, I read. I want to know what I want. And it turns out about 100 to 150 times a day, I say to myself, I want to know what I want. I want to know what I want. And you can't imagine, but the world starts to communicate with us because through other people, not just our mirror, through signs in the form of a movie, a billboard, or information that I read, learn, and act upon, I began to understand, I began to feel and sense what I truly want. How can we understand what we want and that this sign is directed at us as soon as we start experiencing positive emotions? Look, when you get those pleasant goosebumps all over your body, when you experience some happiness, a pleasant feeling of enjoyment, it means there is an inner response, an inner, yes, you feel good, pleasant, you become calm. So we welcome it, we keep it, and we look, what was I doing at that moment that resonated so well with my body and made me feel so good? We take it, analyze it, observe it, and implement it into our lives. This is the first intention you can adopt if you haven't yet figured out what you want. And when we have planted the thought in our mind that you are a creator, that I am a creator, that I am a magnet and I attract anything I want, that you're a magnet and you attract anything you want into your life, we can move forward and create a new intention, but it needs to be segmented. Look, our life is cyclical, and we transition into a new cycle, a new segment each time. I will now tell you from the very beginning how I structure my day. And what helps me stay disciplined, helps me gain awareness and implement it into my life, rather than just having an, insight, forgot, nothing changed moment. And keep the focus on it, meaning achieving visible results. Our life is divided into segments, and for instance, when I wake up, my first thought is not, so, what message did I get on my phone? Do I need to make breakfast? No, the first thought should be about yourself. What do I want right now? The intention you have for the day, or what kind of energy do I want to bring into today? You can set an intention for yourself right after waking up for the entire day. I want to live today with ease. I will encounter only positive events, only positive people who. I will experience happiness, joy, love, and enjoyment. This is an example of a skill that can be said, but you can choose your own, whatever you want. And when our thoughts are focused on this, when we remember it, when we write it down, I will explain this in more detail now, then it becomes our reality. Then you start simply seeing and noticing positive moments. There is negativity that we might have attracted, and it happens somewhere, but you don't pay attention to it. But if a person wakes up, picks up their phone, scrolls through the feed, and goes to make breakfast with discontent, then there is negativity in their thoughts. Even if it is not conscious, a person begins to notice some negative moments throughout the day. Sometimes he gets stuck in traffic. Sometimes he encounters angry people. Sometimes friends are rude. Sometimes clients are dissatisfied. No, this is all the power of attraction, and to make it easier at first, because I understand how hard it is to keep in mind, you can write it down. That is, I wake up and write down my intention. Then I enter a new segment, I prepare breakfast, and I set a new intention. I am now preparing breakfast with love and enjoyment. And my body will quickly digest this meal. I will absorb the beneficial microelements from this food and feel good for a long time. And my body will be healthy. This is just an example. I am speaking now as an example of what comes to mind. You, of course, set your own intention that resonates with you. Then you go to work, get in the car, and set a new intention. Now I will get there safely, easily, and with enjoyment, and that is what happens. You will see how there are no traffic jams and how positive moments occur on the road. The main thing is not to stray from this. And when negative thoughts or destructive programs come to mind, we simply start thinking differently. If you are thinking negatively, reconsider. Change that thought. It is not yours. And if at the moment of this negative thought you do not feel a positive emotion, then I promise you it is not yours. Therefore, we set such intentions throughout the entire day for each segment. Every time we start an activity, arrive at work, or decide how we want to spend our workday. For instance, I choose to spend my workday focused on my tasks. I will be very open to clients, approach tasks responsibly, but at the same time, I will remain focused within and enjoy my work. This is also an example that can be applied to work. For instance, when starting a new task, or even when a client calls you, you might think, what will they say? You set an intention that the conversation will go pleasantly, that it will go smoothly, and you set a goal for what you want to achieve from this call. And so, you begin to take control of the situation. You start to shape it. You become the creator of your life. And imagine if you did this each time you would be steering your life. Don't let everything take its own course, and it works. Practice. Train this muscle 1, 2, 3, 5 times, and accordingly, it will improve, stay, and persist each time. I am also sharing a very powerful intention that helps me and is one of my favorites. No matter what I am doing right now, where I am, or who is around me, I choose to stay in a positive mood, to see and choose only what I like, no matter what is happening around me. That is, it is composed in such a way that I see, notice, feel, and realize only what I like and only what is pleasant to me. And by the law of attraction, I will attract the best circumstances today. I am confident in this. That's how it happens. It has already happened many, many times. I also want to talk about some very powerful words that I recommend using in your intention. The phrase I want. And I expect very cool components. My intentions with them, they enhance your intention. But any intention works much stronger when you believe in it, imagine it, feel that it has already happened. It is 100% true, then it happens instantly, then you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to prove anything to the universe. You just need to believe. Faith is actually the strongest thing we have in this world. And if you want to achieve this, you set an intention, you can close your eyes, speak it out loud, and feel how true it is. Fill yourself with this state. Feel gratitude for it, and feel the love that arises within. In other words, all of this is within your power. When you experience pleasant emotions at the moment of setting an intention, you amplify it even more. When you feel positive emotions throughout the day, do not ignore it. Pay attention to what you are doing or are doing. That makes you feel such pleasant emotions. For some, it's when they are driving and listening to music. For others, it's when their husband comes home from work. For some, it's when a woman is putting on makeup and she feels incredible happiness. We anchor this action. We remember what exactly I was doing at that moment, what left such a mark, so to speak, that helped me. Gives me these positive emotions. Why doesn't this work for most people? In general, most people don't see changes in their lives because they don't control their reality. They go with the flow, they don't set intentions, and their favorite phrases are, yeah, let it be. Yeah, it's fate. Yeah, it happened, so it's for the best. In other words, they simply shirk responsibility, and that's their norm. But we are not like that. If you are here, I am 100% sure that you have taken a huge step towards changing your life, and therefore we just stick to it, set intentions, and you can 100% learn to manage your life. We also exclude any words like impossible, Because if it is impossible, if you don't know how to do it, you believe in it. The brain realizes that something is impossible and it won't even try. Your body won't allocate energy for it. It will simply be impossible, closed off. You have cut off your channel. Our task is always to believe, feel, and sense that everything is possible, that you can do anything. You possess incredible energy. You possess incredible power. Our task is simply to keep this focus and sincerely believe in it. I also want to say here that you deserve absolutely everything in this world, simply by the right of birth, just because of these programs, beliefs, and fears. We may not notice this. We will work on this separately. We will discuss it. But for now, we will focus on the topic of intention. Our task upon waking up in the morning is to set an intention for how you want to spend the day, and then by segmenting the day. Set an intention each time and keep the focus. The main thing is to sincerely believe and fuel this intention with positive emotions. So, as I gave an example, you experience happiness at some point. Let's say, while doing your makeup, you realize, wow, I feel so good right now, and you repeat your intention. You state it again to reinforce it. To strengthen it and attract it even faster into your life at the end, I want to share a very powerful practice that I recommend starting. This practice is for identifying your feelings, emotions, and strengthening the connection with your inner self. Our task is to choose 1 or 2 days. I recommend one during the work week and the other on the weekend. And set an alarm for yourself every hour from the time you wake up, say at 8 a.m. until the moment you go to bed. And so every time your alarm rings, whether it's at 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on, you feel, write down, and note in your phone how you feel and what emotions you are experiencing. This is very important. You can find a picture, or I will also attach a file here where you can look at the feelings of emotions and choose from this table. So if at the moment it's hard to describe and you just want to write, yeah, I feel fine, no. We need to dig deeper, connect with our inner self, and understand what we are truly feeling. And you can choose, for example, right now I feel calm, connected with my inner self, amazed and inspired, and I describe it. And then, if there is time, you can write down what influenced it. We make such notes every hour. Sometimes the state can decrease, sometimes it can increase. And at the end of the day, reflect on it. And what gave me this elevated state? What helped me stay and remain in this inspired state? We preserve this, we amplify it, and we take it with us into the next day. Therefore, I wish for you to keep your thoughts, your feelings, and your heart open to new information, to any incoming information, and to understand if it resonates with you. If it brings up pleasant feelings, you accept it, amplify it, and keep it. If negativity arises, we naturally move away from it. I was pleased to share this information. I wish you a wonderful day, evening, and a great mood. Be open. Share love with the world, share your thoughts, and see you next time.